Yeah, Rinda's gonna draw off a card, which is good. I'll go ahead and play Skittering Kitten, and then I'm gonna plan on flashing in a Demi and using it to protect our board. There's the second white. Alright, so flash in a Demi. Sacrifice, make everything hexproof and indestructible, and that is game. Further proving why a Demi is just absolutely bonkers. What's going on, everybody? It's me, Severin7, and today I've got some Boros Aggro for you, but not just any Boros Aggro. Boros Spite Aggro! Yeah, I know, the name could use some work, but it's Boros Aggro. It's built around some of the new spiders from the new set, and boy, is it consistent, it is fast, and it is very resilient, has a lot of really cool lines of play. So let's go over the list and what we're doing. We're kind of built around Cosmogran Zenith. So Cosmogran Zenith is a card from the last set. It's a 3-mana 2/4 that says whenever you cast your second spell each turn, choose one, create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens, or put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. And there are a lot of fun ways to take advantage of this. Inweb is a new mechanic from the new set that says you can pay the Inweb cost and return a creature that has that's tapped and play this card for its Inweb cost. So basically this makes this a 1-mana 3/3 if we can return a tapped creature. This is a lot easier than you might think. You know, we've got things like Spider Kitten and Zora Spider Fancier that are on the very cheap side, and we can basically just recast these for, you know, on the following turns and still get full use out of them because they have haste or because they draw us cards or put counters on things. So it's very easy to Inweb these cards. And we also have Kraza, the Swarm is 1, which lets us get haste on our spiders as well, which makes bouncing them back to our hand less bad. And then a Demi of the Silk Shoots is probably one of the best cards printed in the new set, in my opinion. Such an aggressively costed 3/2 that we can give flying. We can play it on our opponent's turn, which lets us hold up removal. And if we don't need the removal, we flash in a 3/2. And then we can just pay 1 generic to sacrifice it and give all our creatures indestructible and hexproof until end turn. I cannot tell you how many games this has won me across all the different decks that I've played a Demi in, and it's an absolute all-star in this deck. I've also really been liking Makati and Itla just because it stops those mono red lists with all their aggro and stuff like that. The only deck that this feels bad against is the Kona decks because you're basically letting them tap their card for free, but they usually have a way to tap their Kona anyway, so if they resolve a Kona and you don't have an answer, you're probably dead anyway. Other than that, we've also got 3 copies of Rizna the Spider Crown, which is 1/2 that whenever we attack with 2 or more spiders, it gets a counter, and then if Rizna deals 4 or more damage, we get to exile the top card of our library, and we can play that until our next turn, which is very nice. Very easy to do this by playing Rizna on turn 1 and either Kraza or Skittering Kitten on turn 2. We can even have some turns that are pretty crazy, like Rizna on turn 1, and then on turn 2 play Zora and Skittering Kitten. Kitten comes in with a counter on it, and then we get to attack with a 2/3 and a 2/2. While also gaining a life, and then all future spiders from there on also come in with +1/+1 counters. It's quite convenient that the few things we have in here, like Zora Spider Fancier and Demira Soul of a Spider, both of these are ways to take advantage of our spiders, but they are not themselves spiders. The beautiful part about this is that other than Skittering Kitten, all of our spiders are humans as well, so we can play Cavern of Souls to help stop people from countering our spells and making sure that we're resolving the things that we need to resolve. Since Cosmogran Zenith is also a human, just works out very nicely. Playing a couple of restoration magics to go along with the Ademis to help us either gain some life or protect our board. Burst Lightnings as removal for cheap removal and then burn towards the end of the game, and a couple of Get Losts. And that is the deck. We're running a pretty simple Boros mana base, nothing complicated here. It's not a particularly complicated deck, but it is a lot of fun, and it's definitely one of the most versatile and grindy aggro decks that can just really go long even against those control decks that I've played in a while. So I hope that you will take a moment, if you find value in this video and you like the deck list, to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Every single one of those helps me get to my goal of 2,000 subscribers, and let's get right into those games. All right. MRNG01. Let us see what we've got here. This isn't terrible. Definitely want another land. We'll take it. play Zora first, because then Kitten comes in with a counter on it and we gain a life. That's actually really good. So we play Kitten. Get in with both. Then bounce the Kitten. So I guess we care about sorceries the most. So this will stop him from... So he does have no more lives mana. So we do need to be worried about that. But he might counter the Kitten here. And then he's got 2 unknowns that could be counter spells, but I'm gonna hope that we draw a land and we can go Cosmogrand into Burst Lightning. Still 2 unknowns in hand. Alright, well, we're gonna... Well, this can't be countered now, actually, so we're good. Burst Lightning the face. Since he shouldn't have access to a board clear, I'm gonna opt to make soldiers. Because it gives us more potential damage next turn. We have lethal on board. Plus the burst lightning. Alright. Boom! Turns out a turn 2 4/4 Yura is pretty good. GG. Alright. Next up. Blemtastic. Blemtastic. Opponent's going first. But this is a reasonable hand. We just need some lands. Backup Ademi's not bad. Ademi's gotta be one of the best cards out of the new set, in my opinion. Opponent's playing life gain, that's fun. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold up because Ademi has flash. Okay, so... Alright, so in this case... I'm gonna go ahead and... I don't really want to do this. I think I'm gonna flash in a Demi here instead of removing. Man, I want to play Cosmogrand Zenith here, but I just don't think it's smart. So I'm just gonna hold off, see what he does. Another adventure is in. Okay, I think at this point I have to respond. Not how I wanted to do. I wanted to save the burst lightning to go along with the Cosmogrand, but Talia guided by light, and he's gonna get to draw a card this turn, which is a little annoying. All right, let's go ahead and play Xena, gain a life. Unfortunately, I need to hold up the hexproof part of Ademi in case he has sheltered with Ghost. Yeah. This is definitely not going great. Another Ademi on top. Keeps it, weirdly. Go ahead and block since it's indestructible. Opponent's gaining a bunch of life. Draws a card. Well, that helps. So, Makadi and Ademi. Counters on everything. Draw a card. Counter on that. Get in with Cosmogrand, and then hopefully we can, like, maybe power through. We got rid of the things that grow for the life gain, which is good. And there's another one. Okay. That's a problem. This deck is very annoying. Unfortunately, I don't really see a whole lot of ways out of this. Actually, that doesn't even help me because then he can just block with Halia. That was a mistake. I was just passing, but that helps. Let's get in with Makadi. In web. I guess enchantment would be the thing he's got the most of. Just try to slowly grow our team. Oh, that's a problem. That is a big problem. I mean, I'm not going to just take the 7 for no reason, but opponent gets to draw a card, and then he's going to get to draw another card. I can afford to attack with Yera. He's going to block, which is fine. At least we're getting a bigger threat off the board. These in web cards are really helpful with Cosmogrand Zenith. I don't know how much it's going to help us in this particular match, because we are definitely in trouble, but I really just need another Get Lost. Like, Get Lost would probably shore the match up right about now, but oh, never mind. Now I have to block, and they're gonna be at like 80. Alright, well, if I don't draw a Get Lost right now, I'm basically dead. Okay, that's a land. We tried. GG. Vegeta. We get to go first. This is a pretty bad hand. This is better. Guess we'll put back Restoration Magic. No, let's put back the Burst Lightning because we don't actually have a way to cast that in hand. Human. Let's play Zora. Verge is a good draw. Let's play Demera. And hopefully we will draw some good Spideys before our opponent starts picking apart our board. Alright, Rizna comes in with a counter. We draw a card, gain a life. Skittering Kitten comes in with a counter and haste. And we still have a little bit of protection. Definitely protecting that. I'd like to keep my draw engine around if I can. Or at least force them to remove it on their turn. 4-color control. Alright, this might be a bit of trouble. We need a demi. Sooner rather than later. Opponent is gonna get rid of our Demera. That's fine. I'm gonna hold Cosmogran just because I can't probably double spell if I play her. And the 2 damage I'm losing from not having her on board this turn, I would get 3 damage if I double spelled and put counters on everything this turn. When it's going to stock up, digging for a board clear, I imagine, or an inevitable defeat. Right now, both their white and their black are on 1 land, though, so they can't actually cast inevitable defeat. So they need another land that produces white or black. And their Rinda's going to draw off a card, which is good. I'll go ahead and play Skittering Kitten, and then I'm gonna plan on flashing in a demi and using it to protect our board. There's the second white. Alright, so flash in a demi. Sacrifice, make everything hexproof and indestructible, and that is game. Further proving why a demi is just absolutely bonkers. Absolutely love that card. GG. I am ready against Krakix. Let's go. Krakix. We get to go first. This looks like a good hand to me. I would like a 2nd colored land that wasn't painful, but could be worse. We will try it. Opponent takes a mulligan, gets a Leyline of Hope. I will play a Zora Spider Fancier. Do you fancy a spider? Alright, so. I'm gonna pass and see what he plays. Essence Channeler. This comes in with a counter. We get in for 2. The opponent wants to block, which I doubt, yeah. And we can make a demi fly to block the healer's hawk. I feel like a lot of people forget about that part of him. So the Essence Channeler gets the counters now. But now we can get lost the Channeler. Get in with these two. And web Yira and Oski. Exemplar of Light in the hand, so we'll just hit enchantment. Gain a life, counter on it. Exemplar has no way to gain life, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and play Skittering Kitten. Roar. And we'll attack like this, and if he blocks the kitten, we'll burst lightning the Exemplar. Opponent's at 8. GG, alright. See, that's how it's supposed to go against the life gain decks. Got him. It's an opponent. I can't pronounce that name, but they're here. They're going first. We got Kraza. Alright, Case of the Uneaten Feast. So another life gain deck. We got Kitten. Land a Johnny's Pride Mate, sure. Go ahead and get lost to Pride Mate. Pass a turn. Halia Guided by Light, sure. Gonna gain a couple life. Ruin Lurker Bat, so he's trying to draw basically. And another bat, sure. So we can get back his Pride Mate on another turn now, which is a little annoying, but not if we do that. Go ahead and blow that up. Stop him from being able to play the Pride Mate from the yard. Get in with the kitten. Yeah, I didn't think he would want to block. He plays the Holly at full cost. Gains a life. Gets in with the bats, I assume, so he can draw a card. If we can draw a land here, I think we're in good shape. That is not a land. So I'm gonna play Cosmogrant here and hope. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna sacrifice this card's Sora. Try to find a land. Okay, there's a land. If he has a Sheltered by Ghost, we're probably in trouble. Exemplar is annoying. See, if they start getting going, it's a little harder for us to come back from. See, Burst Lightning's not going to help us any. Raza. Gain some life, make some dudes. Opponent has a full grip though, we're probably in trouble here. Yeah. I'm gonna wait to see what I draw before I scoop it up here, but I mean... Oh my gosh, yeah. Problemo. Okay, yeah, never mind. Nothing I draw can get me out of this, unfortunately. GG. Goblin! Well, if they're not playing goblins, and they already have an Ajani avatar. A step in the wrong direction. It's a good hand, though. And they have Teferi sleeves. It's like the opposite of goblins. That's a mountain, though. They're just trying to throw us off the scent. There's a burst lightning. That is unfortunate. I'm gonna pass and try to flash in a demi. So they've got more burn, it looks like. It's probably Boros burn. What it's looking like. Play Makati. Makati at least makes it so if they have any hasty stuff like Nemesis or anything, it doesn't... Yeah. No attackies for you. Go ahead and play Cosmogram. And hopefully he doesn't have removal for it. Of course he does. But he goes after Makati, weirdly. Okay. The life gain is very obnoxious. And a bolt wave, sure. I'm gonna put counters on stuff and just hang tight, because if he attacks with the Nemesis and then tries to use the trigger to finish off the Zenith, we have another Zenith in hand. And we get back a Makati. Nope, he goes for our face. He's confident. Well, that's gonna turn out to be a mistake. Make some dudes. Gain some more life. Oh, we can't gain life. That's fine. He's got a land in hand. So we'll do instant, because that's what most of the burn is gonna be. Replay Spider Crown. Seer Slicer Goblin. Attacks because he wants the Goblin, but I mean he's giving up the Hired Claw pretty much, like, for free. Just for a 1/1 Goblin. That doesn't seem advisable to me. Go ahead and play another Cosmogram. Get in like this. Land. Burst Lightning he could cast, but not for the 5. Alright, so this, and this. And whether he blocks the Rizna or not, we get a draw, basically. All right, so we're gonna play Skittering Kitten. And I think just leave it. Like, I could play the Rizna, but then, like, what if he has a way to deal 6? Like, he could have light. He'd have no, because he'd have to have another land because of the. Okay, Sheltered by Ghost is very annoying. What does he target? That Cosmogram? Doesn't really help him any. I think it puts him back up to 6, but yeah, okay. GG. A little dicey there for a minute, but we got there. I'm ready, Lord of the Tip. Not sure where they were going with that one, but we'll leave it alone. Good hand, though. Sea Soul. Alright. Human. Let's get down Zora. This might be a little difficult if he's got a ton of removal. I'm cool with him taking damage, though. Starting town. Let's get down Demera. Gain a life. Unholy Annex, sure. Opponent holds back this time. Sunbillow Verge. Play Kitty, see what we find. Gain a life, counter, draw a card. Yira and Oski, huh? Let's play Kraza. No attacks. Opponent plays a swamp. Opponent is going to exile our Kraza. That is annoying. Alright, let's play Cosmogram. Gain a life. Let's play second Zora. Counters on everything. Keep that one. Let's just get in with the kitten. See if he wants to block. He does not. Opponent's at 11. Could definitely just make a demon this turn. Bloodletter gives him a demon. Gain a life, draw a card. Play this. Probably naming. Yeah, instant. Got another Demera in hand, so I think I'm just gonna go like this. Put him in a position where he has to start blocking or he's gonna die. Gonna block our draw engine, sure. Opponent goes down to 5. And then goes down to 3. And pretty much no matter what he does here, we've got a decent board. He's got the X Lewis guy, which he can deal double damage to us and gain double life. So we can do that for 8. And then hit us for another 4, so 12 total, and then another 4, so he can put us to 2. Oh, double bloodletter. That's not fair. That's just lethal, isn't it? Well, that's not fair. Yeah, that's just lethal, because it's 8 damage. No, wait. Do we still survive it too? Because we take 8 from the annex also. Are we still alive? Oh my god, we're still alive. That's lethal. Even if he removes something. Even if he gets rid of a demi. Yeah. Woo! Oh man, I thought we were dead. That was close. We got there. GG. All right, and we're back for the post-game wrap. So 30 games, 70% win rate. Very, very solid win rate. 21-9. Just doing very, very well against a lot of the meta. Our biggest struggle was probably the mono green decks because, you know, we don't have a ton of removal, and they're pretty resilient even through removal because they have so many redundant threats that get really big with all their landfall triggers. But we did pretty decent against the mono white life gain matchups, which you saw most of those in the videos that I recorded. Just absolutely crushed mono black and blue white control because a lot of our stuff is hard to counter, and we have so many ways to brick board clears. Did great against Selesnya and the new Sultai Kavaro deck. We beat both of those. And just really solid performance. The deck felt incredible. It was fast. It was able to go over the top of larger decks. So it was, you know, I was competing with mid-range decks and I was able to just be too fast for control decks. It just really felt versatile. This is the most versatile feeling aggro deck that I have played in a long time. Your typical Boros aggro is just, it's, you know, this might not be as fast as your typical Boros aggro deck, but it can be very fast, and it's just way better at the long game, and it's way better at surviving against removal heavy and board clear heavy and even counter heavy decks. So I highly recommend trying this if you have got some of these cards laying around. It's very mythic like, Cosmic Grand Zenith being the only mythic other than Cavern of Souls that's in the list. The rest of it is all just rares from the new set and a few from the older sets. But Cosmic Grand Zenith is absolutely worth a craft. It's very good in more than just this deck. So I'd say it's definitely a safe mythic craft. And I just hope that you get to try this and have fun with it like I did, because it finally, honestly, I've been struggling a little bit this season to get through Platinum at all. Just every time I make any headway, I immediately fall behind on all the different stuff that I'm brewing. So brewing's been a little bit of a challenge, and this is the first deck that finally started to give me some progress. So definitely worth trying out on the ladder. I hope you take a quick moment, if you enjoyed this video, to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I appreciate all of you so much for being here, and I will catch you guys in the next one.